the town is like the right shape and everything, so I do like this. If it's not right, so be it, but the coastline is surprisingly fitting. What is going on, guys? Zigzag here, welcome back to another video. Today we are on a bunch of different challenge maps which didn't quite fit into my normal fan maps videos, so we got 3 maps for today. The first one is Mount Gambier, Eswatini, or the Baltics, or somewhere else. And basically this map includes, well, I haven't played it yet, but theoretically it includes a bunch of locations which are in parts of the world that all look quite similar, but don't look quite in their own place. So especially Mount Gambier is kind of a meme on my Discord server because in the Australia State Streak running community, it's a notoriously difficult place to get, or at least before you recognize it, you have no idea where it's going to be because there's a bunch of pine trees planted there. So the picture for this map is very fitting, and yeah, we're going to smash like and give it a go. So I'm thinking no moving with, we can go without time limit. I just want to soak in these beautiful places. So, here is the first one. And now this one is exactly what we're talking about with Mount Gambier. So you can see we have these pine trees lined everywhere, very green grass. If you didn't already know that this was Mount Gambier, then you would be very tempted to guess New Zealand or perhaps, yeah, New Zealand or Asia or Europe or something like that, maybe Baltics. But yeah, we do have Aussie bollards here, so this is almost certainly in Mount Gambier. Also also some gum trees as well, so it makes it a lot nicer. But yeah, here's Mount Gambier in the south of South Australia, and you have all these Mount Gambier forest reserves around here. I have the compass turned off. Oh no, the compass is not there with the no car script. So yeah, we're just gonna go around there. I reckon it looks about right. And okay, it's a little bit further north in this forest reserve up here, but near Millicent there, but still a decent score. And yeah, so now you guys know what Mount Gambier looks like, and you don't have to get baited by it. So this one's Baltic instead, but you can see a very similar looking landscape. If only we could block out the bollards, because the bollards are really what allowed me to instantly identify where we are. But yeah, with these orange bollards, I think this one's going to be Lithuania. But yeah, very similar. You can see the dirt color, the trees, all quite similar. It's quite funny. I just think it's quite funny how similar they look. So let's guess in this forest here. And okay, near Vilnius there. Next one is, looking to be Mount Gambier again, I would say. So we've got the Generation 2. A lot of these forests, it's just quite unique how much of this pine forest is actually down there. And let's take a look over here. We appear to have some Stobie poles as well, which is, of course, the best way to tell South Australia apart from the rest of the country. So this one is interesting. Oh, also, look at this. We got the gaps in the outside of the road lines. That's a South Australia thing. So, yeah. Let's go down here. Let's just guess closer to Mount Gambier this time. Similar spot that we did last time, I guess. And okay, this one is up near Millicent again. So there you go. Next one. Okay, this one's more interesting. If I was going NMPZ, I would still be leaning towards Mount Gambier over Eswatini or South Africa here. So let's look around here. We got Stobie pole here. But yeah, just look at this. It just does not look like Australia. I think you guys can all agree. So we might have to give this another try so we can get some of these South African and Eswatini locations. Yeah, it's still up here. So this apparently is the most Mount Gambier-ish looking area. And this one should just be back in the Baltics, and we got these Scots pines, which are quite distinctive anyway. So let's give this map one more go, because there are still more locations to get, and we got 24,000, which is nice. So that puts us on the leaderboard for the map. But I just want to get one more, and look at this one. So this one we got double yellow lines. That definitely helps us out, and the forest is fairly similar looking. So I would say this one's probably in the US. It seems to be like autumn coverage because of all of the leaves on the ground. So maybe somewhere in Pennsylvania up here in the state forest here. Okay, it's actually over the border in New Hampshire or Vermont. New Hampshire, I think. So yeah, not a bad round, but not a terrific score either. This one's more interesting now. It feels Baltic to me. No front plates. Okay, so this one is the first one that's been a real challenge for me. These trees still feel more European. We have some moose or some donkeys here. Can't really tell. Looks like mooses to me. With no front plates. This is curious. Maybe Michigan or something. No, we got white plates. So no. This should just be. I mean, we got white road lines. This should just be Europe. The fact that this car has no front plate is just strange to me. But yeah, right-hand drive. This should be. Unless he's overtaking. This guy is also just driving in the middle of the road, so it's actually kind of hard to tell with this one. Okay, so this one's actually kind of got me stumped. I still think I will go up in Latvia or something, but yeah, not really sure. Not really sure with this one. Okay, this one was in Russia. This one was in Kaliningrad. And so the lack of a plate is really curious to me, but that was a cool round and definitely difficult. I like that. Okay, back in this one, we had this one. This was up near Millicent. So there. 12 Ks away. This one we had as well. Okay. I just want to get a South Africa round here. Or a Eswatini round. Okay, this one is Generation 1. So Generation 1 should mean that we're back in Australia. So I'll just go over there. But yeah, didn't actually know there was much Generation 1 down there, I guess. When you play normal maps, you don't see it too much, but there we go. Okay, so this one was actually further down towards Mount Gambier. Okay, we got to play it one more time so that we get a Eswatini one here. Okay, well, I guess we will leave it there and move on to the next map, which is a diverse rural world, which is made for NMPZ, made by Save the Snail. And I'm going to smash like on this one. This one seems like a really interesting location, an interesting map, just like weird locations for a diverse world. So NMPZ, no car. Let's see the best score we can get, guys. Okay, first one feels almost Italian to me, I would say. Like we got Generation 2 snow coverage, like kind of like rolling hills with a lot of farmland on them. We see a few houses over here. I think this should be France or Italy, but these orchard-looking trees remind me more of Italy, so that's where I think I'll go. I think I'll go somewhere around here, maybe. This is pretty speculative, but I just want to go for that. And okay, this was actually Spain, so not one of the ones I thought. And yeah, that is a lot of snow for Spain. So yeah, a tough round for sure. Okay, this map's proving to be as difficult as I might have thought. We've got a lot of olive trees here. European architecture, round pole. So yeah, there should be somewhere in Europe. Greece, Italy, one of Corsica and Sardinia, maybe Spain. Or even Portugal, but I think Italy is my first thought here again. Maybe Greece or Italy, to be honest. If I had to choose one of the two, what's this little thing here? Almost looks like a bollard, but if I had to choose one of the two, maybe I would go for Greece here. I don't know. This would probably be wrong again, but maybe it is. Maybe because it's a weird map, it's going to be out on one of these islands. So let's guess on this one. Is it Naxos? I don't know, but that's what the main town is there. So let's guess there. Okay, this was actually Montenegro, looking very Mediterranean. Obviously, it's on the Adriatic Sea and all that, but looking very Mediterranean there for sure. Next one, we got double yellow lines, a yellow signpost here, which is interesting. But where's this going to be actually? US? Should be US, I think. This would be a strange Argentina, I must say. Canada, obviously, also a possibility. But I just don't know which state I'd put this in. I don't really know. Montana? Hard to say here. What's this up here? Could be something like that. Could be like somewhere in North or South Dakota or something like that. It's kind of hilly. So I think where I clicked is probably a bit too flat. Maybe down here where it gets a little hillier. But yeah, this is an easy round, I must say. Not at all. Let's guess over here. But this could be very wrong. This could be Canada for sure as well. Okay, this was actually Colorado, so pretty happy with that. 3.3k is good for this map on NMPZ, I would say. Double whites in the center of the road here are very strange. But it reminds me most of maybe Borneo. Might remind me most of Borneo, to be honest. These strange road lines, could they be... No, it feels like this road has actually gotten overgrown, you know. It feels like it used to be much more... It used to be much wider, and then the grass has just gotten over it. Because otherwise, why would you have these double white lines in the center like that? It wouldn't make sense. So, if I had to say, I'd say somewhere maybe up here. Maybe up here in like a forest or something like that. Yeah, this could be anywhere, to be honest. Not bad, okay. It's actually just below Brunei in this national park over here. And yeah, that was a tough round. That was definitely a tough round, so pretty pleased with how it went. Next one is looking South African, Eswatini, something like that. Kind of reminds me of like the kind of dryness you get in Eswatini. So I'm going to go for that. Where's the flattest part of Eswatini? Down here, maybe? Yeah, it's a bit. I guess it's a bit more flat over here. Well, it's quite a hilly country all around, so I might just guess down here where it is kind of flat. Let's see. Oh no, that was Guatemala? Wow, oh, Mexico. Wow, 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 wow. Just on the border there. So, a particularly bad guess to end off the seed there. We got 13,000. So let's go for one more try on this map as well and try and knock that score off, shall we? Okay, so this one. Ooh. I mean, this is interesting. This is definitely interesting. Kind of reminds me of this area of Australia down here. But would it be, really? I don't think so. I don't think you'd see like this kind of dirt road there. So if it's not there, where's it going to be though? Definitely does remind me of South Australia like that. I think I have to go for it, you know. It looks too similar. If it wasn't, then it might be in South America somewhere. It would be a strange Peru. It would be a strange Peru if it's Peru, that's for sure. It would be a strange Turkey if it was Turkey. You know, maybe Turkey's more likely than Australia here. I just want to guess Australia really badly. I think I have to go Turkey because it makes more sense with the bushes and everything. But just keep in mind, I was guessing on the Fleurieu Peninsula here down near Victor Harbor, so we'll have to see if I was right about that. Regardless, we're going to guess in like one of the drier parts here. Let's see. Okay, oh, wow, that was actually in Israel, so a tough round. Glad I didn't guess South Australia, but there you go. A very tough round to be sure. Next one is... Ooh, what are these buildings over here? You know what? I think I know where this is. I think this might be in this part of Russia over here. Like, we got the big mountains, kind of bare looking. This architecture looks almost Asian. So that's my justification. I think we're going to pick a town in here. Altai. Let's go for that. Yeah, I think we're going to be in the right part of the world here. I think I do recognize this. Let's see if I'm right. No, this is actually on the Caucasus. Okay. So those bare mountains, that kind of makes sense. But yeah, I guess that's kind of a toss-up, that kind of area. We still got the right country, wrong kind of climate. A bit too dry down here, perhaps, to be guessing up there. Regardless, not a fantastic score. Next one, Generation 4. That makes things a little easier for us. Surely this isn't Singapore or something. Surely this is just Malaysia. The trees feel Asian, that's for sure. Look at these, like, leaves. Definitely more Asian-looking leaves. But yeah, with the Gen 4, it's going to be Malaysia or Indonesia. Hopefully not Singapore, but I might just guess near Singapore. And we have, like, the national park over here. Wouldn't mind just guessing somewhere near there. I'm just really worried that it is actually going to be Singapore. I mean, if we were Singapore, we'd have to be... No, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Unless we were on this island or on that island, then no. It could also be on these islands here, to be fair, but yeah, I kind of like this guess here. Let's see if I'm right. Whoa, that was super Asian looking for Mexico. Mexico's really been the, I've guessed Africa and Asia for Mexico today, so, I mean, it is a tough country. When it gets very green, it gets disguised, because normally Mexico's quite dry. So this seed's also been a bit of a disaster so far. Is this official coverage? I think it is. These guys look Asian, so maybe somewhere in Japan. Yeah, it definitely looks Japanese or Korean. I think Japan. Although, no, this is actually tough. I think it actually might be Korean, yeah. So maybe just down the south, let's see. That was Japan. Right, wow, exact right latitude, but no cigar though, no cigar. The mountains seemed more Korean to me, but I couldn't explain exactly why I think that. This one should just be like northern Botswana or something, I think. That's easily what it looks the most like to me, so let's see. What? Ooh, Senegal. Okay, so this map, 7,600 on a world map of all official coverage. To be fair, didn't have compass, didn't have car, but yeah, that was a tough round. And imagine if I had have gone Australia instead of Turkey there, I would have been extremely low on points, with my best score being over here. But yeah, guys, that is it for that seed. And now let's just play the final one by a Dark from the Discord, and he has a Drones of Australia. So I'm hoping I can get a better score on this one. Seems like Soviet Spy. He got 19,000, so hoping I can get a better score than previously on this one. Oh, I have it on an NPZ. Let's go no move here. Okay, so first round. Here we go. So, ooh, look at this. Very like jagged coastline. It says air panorama there. Ooh. So This is fairly green. It definitely is quite green. These beaches are very nice. Kind of got an archipelago here. That's what's confusing me. Where do you have an archipelago filled with trees like this in Australia? My first thought was somewhere around Sydney, but I'm not really sure if there's enough islands over there. If we were over here, that could almost make sense if we were up north of Sydney or something like that. But yeah, maybe it's time to look a little bit further north here. Over here. Yeah, the thing is, I don't think these are connected. I think these are legitimate islands. In which case, yeah, that's super confusing. So if we're gonna go further north, then somewhere around here, this is another place that certainly could be it. And I'm not sure if you'd have this many trees on those islands. Also, they appear on the map to be quite flat as well. So I guess that is my main concern with this place. And also, we don't see any city in the distance. So over to the south, yeah, we don't see anything to the north, and over to the south we don't see much at all. So these are quite remote islands as far as I can tell. So then I guess moving upwards, the Cucumber Islands, these ones make the most sense, I mean. So yeah, I think this is where we'll be, because yeah, moving further north there aren't enough islands unless we were up near Thursday Island or something like that with the Torres Strait Islands. And Tiwi Islands don't make sense either. I don't think they're not small enough. So yeah, I think we're either going to be there or up here. But the greenness probably makes more sense for down here, Whitsundays, Cucumber Islands, that kind of thing. We don't see any human activity. That is kind of concerning. But let's try and see if we can find one that's the right shape. We've got like a river flowing through here, so maybe we're right here. Yeah, I like that. Let's go for it. Ooh, 169 kilometers away. Let's go. That was well worked out. Well worked out. I'm happy with myself there. Okay, next one. We've got a cityscape here. Ooh, so where's this going to be? This one is definitely going to be challenging. Tasmania was my first thought, but we have a lot of palms, so maybe not so. Maybe not so. Let's calm this down for a sec. We've got a church here. Is this an overseas territory? I think the buildings are too big to be an overseas territory, surely. Doesn't really feel like Australia. I don't think I would have guessed Australia here if I didn't know it was Australia. Got like a beach here with a lot of people walking along. We're in like a bay. We got big mountains either side of us, yeah. And a big bay here. So where is this going to be? This is not easy. This is not an easy round for sure. Big mountains. Look at all these massive roundabouts. It just doesn't ring any bells to me, honestly. I think it's because it's like just in the morning that it doesn't look very green. So this probably will be like Queensland or something, surely. Townsville? Let's see if we can go to Townsville and just see if we have any of those big roundabouts that we see here. Okay, so these roundabouts are fairly sizable, but not what we're looking at there, unfortunately. That's a big roundabout there, but I don't think so. I don't think we are in Townsville here. Also, the mountains might not be quite big enough for Townsville. I could be making a fool of myself here. What about Cairns? Okay, let's check it out. Do we see any of those big roundabouts that we kind of seem to have here? So it should be a cove. That's the problem. Okay, Cairns is on a cove, so maybe this is just going to be Cairns. And a bit of a baity Cairns round. Yeah, I guess so. I think that's what has to make the most sense. I'm not really particularly familiar with Cairns. We have like the docks. That should be to our north. I mean, I don't really see this dockyard that we're looking at here. I don't see this dockyard over in Cairns. Unless it was this. Maybe it could be. If the compass is wrong, then that would kind of make sense. I mean, this one's claiming that the ocean is to the north, so I don't really... Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it is Cairns and this is the dockyard here, in which case would be on the further end where it actually goes out, and there's some more... It should be mountains here. Yeah, there are. So, yeah, maybe we are just like... just trying to get my bearings here, like kind of in the middle here. And these are the two roundabouts that we see here. Oh yeah, they're big roundabouts, okay. And we should be about in line with them, a little bit further away from the docks. So, yeah, about here. Ooh, let's go. Okay. Wow, that one really took me a... I just moved the marker further away, but that one really took a lot of brain power because it didn't look particularly green because it was just in the morning time, and I guess it was probably winter as well, or at least dry season or something. Here we are in the next one. a kind of remote estate in the middle of nowhere here. Now this reminds me, I remember looking up, you know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of Albany or I think it reminds me of Denmark. I think I remember seeing Denmark looking like this. So do we see a similar, no, this can't be Denmark, but it definitely looks like that part of WA. So let's take a look here. We have a lot of double-story buildings though, so maybe it actually will just be in Queensland, but I still want to investigate this WA angle first, just because it kind of reminds me of that. So, ooh, interesting. This is a really interesting round. This town like doesn't quite stretch to the edge of the ocean, and it has like a jutting out. So I feel like this is still possible. So Ocean Beach does not quite feel right. Okay, so let's check out Albany. Albany again is too big for this town. But I just want to check out these towns over here. Esperance again is too big. It's too big for this town here. So I just want to set a Walpole. This is the one I was thinking of. Now, do we have any, like, we don't have any islands or roads, so Walpole doesn't work. But that's the one I was actually thinking of at first. Brook is too big. Windy Harbour. So yeah, I guess it's not going to be on the south coast of Western Australia here after all. But that was my first thought, so I guess it was worth checking out. But yeah, I guess Gracetown? Yeah, too big as well. So unfortunately, I've not found anything quite the right shape. So now let's investigate the climate a little bit more here. It's a lot of trees. It's a lot of trees. So maybe Queensland, maybe we have to go back to Queensland here. It's hilly as well. I think it's time to go back to Queensland, guys. Although this white sand is certainly intriguing to me. It certainly is. So it's time to go down to southern South Australia. Robe is too big and not quite the right shape, and also too flat. So Port McDonald, obviously not quite right either. Okay, so let's forget about that. Now let's move over this direction here. It's got to be a small town and right in the middle of a forest. So maybe somewhere up here, like this could work better. Tully Heads. It's starting to look more promising over here, I would say. Fly Point Fishing, Flying Fish Point. I don't know what it said, but it's not easy, guys. It's not easy. Palm Cove, but again, there's always too much going on. So this is going to be somewhere really remote. I think it's going to be somewhere really remote, but I just don't know where. Cooktown. This one at least kind of has more of the right shape. I'm going to go for Cooktown here. I'm not really sure. Okay, this was actually in Mini Water. So unfortunately that was too small of a place for me to be able to get it. But there you go. Quite a nice looking town, and just in the middle of a massive national park there. So yeah, always tough. Next one is looking quite Tasmanian, I would say, or Southern Victorian. A lot of these trees, big forest, hilly. Let's take a zoom in down here to see if there's anything of note. Not really. These guys also similarly nothing. I would say this might be, I've got a bit of red soil, but mostly white soil here. I would say we might be somewhere over here in the forests around here. Now the mountains are not that big. They're not super huge, but I would still be relatively confident here. Now this could still be Victoria or New South Wales. New South Wales also quite a big possibility here, but I like where I've guessed. It's pretty green and pretty mountainous, so let's go there. Okay, this was actually just in the Yarra Ranges National Park, or in that kind of area, that area. So yeah, not too bad, but it was always going to be a possibility. And here's the final one. So starting off with 2 perfect scores. This one's not transpired as well as I would have liked it to. Interesting how green this is looking here. Very, very green indeed. Got a lot of Queensland, maybe Queensland looking town here. Noosa maybe, something like that. I don't really know. Let's see if like Noosa would fit with this. So if we were here, we kind of have this. Yeah, I like this. I like this. We've got like this perfectly straight beach here, followed by this, followed by another beach, but we don't see a third beach. See, there was 1 and then 2. Unless this had like a little, maybe that's called the Devil's Kitchen right here. It could be. In which case it would be the right shape. So yeah, maybe I will go here. the town was like the right shape and everything, so I do like this. If it's not right, so be it, but the coastline is surprisingly fitting, so I think we're actually right, you know? I'm actually so surprised myself that I've picked this first try. Sure, this is correct. Yeah, it is. Nice. Okay, so we finish it off. 3 perfect scores, 2 bad ones, 17,000. So, guys, I didn't beat Soviet Spy, but thank you very much for watching, guys. Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed these challenges. I certainly did, and I'll see you guys in a video very soon. So, catch you later.